Hello. Welcome to New Video Canada's New Graduates, navigating one of the toughest job markets in decades. In 2025, Canada's new graduates find themselves trying to launch their careers in an economic environment that is, by many measures, the toughest in a generation. Unemployment among young Canadians has reached levels not seen since the 1990s, apart from anomalous spikes during the COVID-19 pandemic, with the youth jobless rate climbing to 14.6% in July 2025. Surging population growth, economic uncertainty, sectoral shifts, technological disruption, and lingering aftershocks from global trade disputes have collided to create an environment in which even the most qualified graduates often struggle to land that all-important first job. The numbers, a bleak outlook for youth. Unemployment. The jobless rate for Canadians aged 15-24 now sits at 14.6%, the highest since the post-financial crisis years, excluding the pandemic. For returning students, unemployment has surged above 17%, according to multiple reports, with even higher rates among teenagers and those seeking summer positions. Graduate frustration. Recent university and college graduates frequently report needing to send out dozens, if not hundreds, of applications just to land a handful of interviews. Many find themselves working in roles unrelated to their field of study or taking on part-time, temporary, or gig work just to get by. Labor market trends. While Canada's overall unemployment rate remains high at 6.97%, young people are faring much worse, with job creation slowing and full-time positions harder to come by. Job vacancies, which had been in steady decline since mid-2022, have stabilized but remain below pre-pandemic levels. What's driving the crisis? Several factors have converged to create this uniquely challenging environment for Canadian new grads. 1. Sluggish economic growth and tight labor conditions. After a modest post-pandemic rebound, Canada's real GDP growth has weakened, falling to just 1.0% in 2025 amid softening business investment, export headwinds, and trade tensions with the United States. The once tight labor market, characterized by surging job vacancies and wage acceleration in the early 2020s, has cooled substantially in the last 2 years. Slowed hiring rates in Q1 2025 were down a dramatic 33% from pre-pandemic levels, 2017 to 2019 averages. While mass layoffs have not materialized, employers are much more cautious, often opting to freeze hiring, delay new postings, or streamline early career roles. Declining full-time opportunities. Job growth has increasingly shifted toward part-time or temporary roles, especially in retail, hospitality, and some healthcare segments, rather than the full-time career track opportunities graduates seek. 1. Soaring competition due to surging youth. Population Canada has experienced a surge in its youth labor force. This is partly driven by years of expanding international student enrollment and immigration, combined with the domestic baby bump in the late 1990s and early 2000s. For youth aged 15-24, the labor force has grown by nearly 7.4% over 2 years, a staggering figure unmatched in recent decades. Job growth has failed to keep pace, causing a sharp mismatch and intensifying competition for entry-level roles. 1. Lasting pandemic effects and lost work experience. Many young Canadians missed out on vital internships, co-ops, or summer placements during the height of COVID-19 restrictions. Without that essential early experience or industry connections, even top graduates find themselves at a disadvantage compared to previous cohorts steering their transitions into the workforce pre-pandemic. 1. Trade tensions and sectoral slowdowns. Trade friction, particularly with the United States, has rattled business confidence across key export-dependent provinces such as Ontario and Quebec. Industries exposed to tariffs, manufacturing, auto, and certain services, have paused hiring or cut back on new graduate recruitment. 1. Automation, artificial intelligence, and skill shifts. Rapid advances in automation and artificial intelligence, AI, are transforming Canada's labor market, in some cases displacing routine, entry-level office and service roles traditionally filled by young professionals. While certain fields, like trades, healthcare, and roles needing hands-on problem-solving, face less immediate automation risk, many middle-skill jobs are increasingly out of reach for new graduates without specialized training. 1. Stretched. Social supports and inadequate transition programs, federal and provincial job support programs have lagged behind the rapidly shifting landscape. Many initiatives, such as wage subsidies, internship funding, or targeted career guidance, have not kept pace with demand, leaving grads without the resources or support they need to bridge the gap from school to work. Regional variations. Not all provinces hit equally. Ontario, Canada's most populous province and economic engine, has been especially hard hit. Youth unemployment rates among Ontarians aged 15-19 rocketed from 14.9% in 2019 to 22.2% in 2025. Rates for Ontarians aged 20-24 rose from 9.9% to 13.2% over the same period. While Western provinces, notably Alberta and British Columbia, fared marginally better due to their resource sector's recovery, no region has been immune. Personal stories. Voices from the class of 2025. The cold statistics are echoed in the lived experiences of young Canadians now navigating the workforce for the first time. One new graduate reports applying to over 250 jobs and only securing 2 offers after relying on connections made during university. Another, with an honors degree in media and communications, describes the process as bleak, noting the overwhelming uncertainty, underemployment, and necessity of considering a master's degree to weather the job market storm. These stories are not outliers. They are emblematic of a generation entering the workforce under pressure few before them have faced. Why this matters. Consequences of graduate underemployment. The consequences of such a tough job market for new grads extend well beyond immediate financial hardship. Long-term earnings. Scarring. Multiple studies show that entering the workforce during a high unemployment period can negatively impact lifetime earnings, career progression, and professional networks, with effects lingering for a decade or more. Mental health impact. The stress and uncertainty of protracted job searches, rejection, and underemployment contribute to worsening mental health among young Canadians. Delayed milestones. Many grads delay life milestones, such as moving out, starting families, buying homes, or pursuing further education, due to economic insecurity. Is there any good news? While the picture remains difficult, there are some glimmers of hope. Overall job creation has shown tentative improvements in certain months, with June 2025 seeing a rise in employment, albeit driven mainly by part-time jobs. Healthcare, trades, and some STEM fields continue to offer relatively strong demand for new talent. Wage growth, though moderate, has kept pace with inflation, and Canadian participation in the workforce remains historically high, especially among core-age women. With the federal government now placing caps on international student numbers and non-permanent residents, there may be some gradual rebalancing in the youth labor market, easing competition over time. Programs supporting summer jobs and early career transitions are receiving renewed attention from policymakers, with hopes for increased effectiveness later in the year. Strategies for new graduates. How to stand out. Amid this tough climate, Canadian grads are seeking creative, determined, and flexible strategies. Networking, leveraging alumni networks, professional associations, and university career centers is paramount. Many grads report that connections play an outsized role in securing work in 2025. Upskilling and further education, pursuing micro-credentials, short courses, or certification in high-demand areas. Data analytics, project management, trades, digital literacy can help grads pivot into more resilient sectors. Willingness to relocate or commute. Some regions, Alberta for example, have seen stronger hiring in 2025, making mobility an advantage. Internships and volunteer experience. Even unpaid or low-paid roles in one's field can be a strategic way to gain critical experience when competition for paid jobs is most fierce. Flexibility with role and sector. Many grads are casting a wider net, seeking opportunities in related fields or accepting stepping stone roles rather than waiting for the perfect job. Structural supports. What needs to change? To address this crisis, experts call for urgent policy attention, enhanced investment in career transition programs tailored for young people, better realignment between post-secondary education and evolving labor market needs, including apprenticeships and work-integrated learning. Support for mental health services targeting youth navigating prolonged under- or unemployment. Scalable wage subsidies and incentives for employers to take a chance on first-time hires and recent graduates. Targeted relief for sectors and regions most affected by automation, AI, and trade volatility. Conclusion. What lies ahead? Canadian new graduates in 2025 must contend with realities their older siblings or even parents never faced. Sprawling competition, tepid job growth, and the existential uncertainty brought by economic and technological disruption. The resilience, flexibility, and innovation displayed by these young adults will shape the future of the Canadian economy for decades. For now, the situation underscores the urgent need for collaborative action by educational institutions, businesses, and policymakers. Only then can a generation of Canadians move from the sidelines to the workforce, leveraging their full potential and restoring confidence in the promise of higher education and hard work. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel.